I'm really overwhelmed. There were certain things that I had forgotten of my life, but thank you, Principal Paro. I'm honored to be with you in one of the finest hospitality schools in the world, definitely in India. In fact, I must tell you all that I look forward to WGSHA students when they come to train with us, because definitely they're a notch higher than most of the students who come. I also want to tell you, this is not because ITC has a role to play, but their training is thorough and they fit in very well with our management trainees. In fact, I was surprised that some of the awardees had not joined ITC Hotels. I would like to start by congratulating the proud parents, without whom these awards may never have been won. I know what it takes for a parent to put a child through a good institute. I have two children who are both in good institutes. I heard you say, Ms. Menezes, that children are of working women must be shown what we do. But more than anything else, working women must understand that the children are not at a loss, contrary to what people believe in work-life balance. They are really at a big advantage. So I'm happy to tell you, my son went to the best design school in the world. It is the Rhode Island School of Design. My daughter will graduate next year from the Wharton School of Management. So for people who are worried about work-life balance, forget it. You don't have to worry at all. I would like to thank Dr. Ramdas Pai, Mrs. Pai, Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Sabahit, Dr. Prabhu, and Dr. Padukone for their dedication to education and for all they've done over all these years for this fabulous institute. Thank you, Principal Paro, for so many things, which I don't want to mention on stage, but for your kind introduction and taking me back to my past. Your commitment to the school, I looked at the quality of students. It has changed tremendously. Very, very well done. Greetings, thanks, and congratulations to most of these tenacious award winners and the unsung heroes. Some that are privileged to be here and some who are not so privileged to be here. In fact, there was one awardee who told me that I'm not going in because I can't afford the flight ticket. But I was surprised because he won a fat sum of money, which he's already decided to save. This afternoon, after over a week of lots of hard work and even harder play, I realized I needed to address a very enlightened audience. And I must admit that the courage and the inspiration for this speech is indeed from the speech I received when I was a management trainee and we graduated out of ITC HMI. That time it was ITC WMI. But the inspiration comes from that speech because I have no recollection of that speech. So this liberating thought has allowed me to proceed and not fear if I have given you any inadvertent advice which you may not like to follow. I'm a firm believer that no advice is better than self-advice. And that comes with experience, with the benefits of failure. So do not expect any advice, but all I will share with you are a few important lessons that helped me reach where I am today. One of the biggest reasons why I am where I am today, as your principal told you, is ITC hotels. The respect that they have for not only women but men as well is phenomenal. I can see a lot of people who got awards and a lot of people who did not. For the ones who received as well as for the ones who did not receive, please remember, life is not a checklist of achievements and acquisitions. Awards need to add human value and not just be mere material rewards. All your college education, especially in the hospitality industry, may be optimized should you understand the true meaning of service, and service comes only when you make life adjustments. By life adjustments, I mean, by default, we are deeply self-centered people, and you need to use your education to think and change this hard-coded, this hardwired default which is there within you. This actually is your blind certainty that imprisons you, your beliefs, that you do not know what is actually totally wrong and disillusionary. For example, we often want our guests to respond to us the way we would respond to one of our associates serving us. So we tend to believe when there is a guest waiting for a room for only 5 minutes, he loses his temper. You have the same guest going in for breakfast, and if an egg takes 2 minutes longer than he expects, he walks out. And you wonder, because just the night before, you went home, your roommate lost your room key, so you spent half the night outside trying to get a little happy with a few beers, and then walked or drove or whatever to the market to buy your egg to prepare it for yourself. So what is this guest who is creating such a fuss? We understand luxury, etc. But that's because your template says this is the background that you would expect. But it is possible that that guest was with somebody in hospital, waiting to revive someone in hospital. He comes rushing back to the hotel, and all he wants is that privacy to help him cry. And here you are wondering, why is he so unreasonable? Or that was the egg that he didn't get for the last 48 hours because he was tending to a loved one who's no more. So I would tell you all, please, for a life adjustment, make sure you are able to empathize with people and understand that each person's circumstance is very different. As hotel professionals, your ability to work with teams is very important. The days of study are done. Once you go into the field, you must understand it is not about individual achievements. It's about working in team. Research has shown that the most important factor for teams to be effective and to be profitable is trust. So psychological safety and the ability for individuals to take risk is important for us to be effective. And for that, you need to listen, you need to empathize, you need to be authentic, you need to set the example, you need to help, you need to disagree but commit, and be humble and transparent. Life comes with an expiry date for blaming your parents. I planned a career in hotels one day when I realized I had stopped blaming my parents for their economic status. I learned from a phrase my mother taught me when I was very young. I longed for a new pair of shoes till I saw a boy who had no feet at all. This revelation made me learn to appreciate what my parents had given me and how fortunate I was to have a job when I most needed it. I emerged stronger and wiser from my setbacks. The test of adversity helps anyone to truly know yourself as well as the strength of your relationships. This knowledge was a true gift, more valuable than any qualification I have ever earned. The last hope for you, my friends, are your friends. Friends you made in school, friends you made at this great institute. These moments will never return. This enormous affection you shared, the photographic evidence, this photographic evidence that can earn someone a great deal of money, a big pot of gold, should anyone want to go in and run for state elections. Please to remember your responsibility to return back to society what society gave to you and to Mother Earth. I wish you only the best in your hospitality career. I hope you'll all join hotels and not other areas because you've studied this. But as the future hospitality industry leaders, it is indeed your privilege and also your burden to take this further. Thank you.